What's up guys, it's here by Nino or Quadigy, and today, Black Ops 4 had a new update, so we'll be talking about that new update, 1.05 update. Not only was Nuketown added, but there was a bunch of other things that we gotta mention. So, let's start this video off without further delay. Also, if you guys missed out on my previous video, one of my previous videos, I actually uploaded the first Dark Matter nuclear sniper gameplay. So if you ever want to see how a sniper looks like at max dark matter, you know, the purple dark matter from Bo4, definitely check out that video. It's a banger. It's an absolute freaking banger. And you guys have never seen me snipe before. It's a different experience. But anyways, let's get excited for these patch notes. The first thing that you guys got to know is that Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit was added to the feature category in multiplayer. Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit features every game mode from TDM, Hardpoint, Domination, and Kill Confirmed. I think those 4 game modes. But their scores are doubled. So Domination is at 400 points. I think Hardpoint ends at 500. Kill Confirmed ends at like 110 or something like that. So that's really cool. I haven't tried it yet. Personally, my friends have told me that it's really fun though. So I'm probably going to try that after playing a couple more rounds of Nuketown. That is. And then obviously you guys know Nuketown was added, and there's a bunch of other things besides just you know, a Nuketown 24/7 playlist. Nuketown 24/7 playlist was added. You know, I think the Nuketown multiplayer map can be found in all playlists if I'm not mistaken. And they also added the Blackjack shop, which I featured in my last video. You guys want to know more information about Blackjack? I have it in my previous video, so check out my last video as well. In Blackout, they have the Bowie knife available, which is really cool. I kind of want to mess around with that on Blackout. And yeah, zombies spawn on Nuketown Island apparently now, which is pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. But let's get to the main meat of what we're going to talk about here. We're going to talk about all the buffs and nerfs in multiplayer. They've done a good amount of things, so let's talk about it. With this SMGs, they pretty much buffed a lot of the SMGs in Black Ops 4. I think, yeah, before the SMGs, 4 of the 5 SMGs were buffed. Every SMG except for the SAUG. So they adjusted the 5-hit kill range of the MX-9 to 6 meters, and they slightly increased ADS move speed. So they gave you a little bit more like stock. You know, when you're aiming down sights, you move around a little bit faster. And they made the 5-hit kill range a little bit better. They did the same to the GKS, except it's only 3 meters for the 5-hit kill range, which is pretty much point-blank range. I don't know why they would do that, but I guess that's pretty cool. Cordite is just exactly the same as the GKS. You know, all of these SMGs, they got an increased ADS move speed. And so did the Spitfire. The 6-hit kill range for the Spitfire is at 3 meters as well. So the MX-9 has a little bit more range compared to the other SMGs, because the other SMGs shoot faster apparently, I guess. Do I think this buff is going to be enough? Honestly, not really. It doesn't seem to be the biggest buff ever. But I was playing with the Spitfire and it did feel better. I think I have a Spitfire gameplay that you guys are watching right now. And the Spitfire to me, it feels like it melts. I need to play around with the SMGs a little bit more so I can give you a confirmation of how they feel. But honestly, I don't feel like the SMGs are going to be any much better. It doesn't seem enough on paper, but who knows? Maybe in practice it is enough. Let's talk about the assault rifle. Let's talk about something important out here. The Maddox got nerfed, but not a lot. I don't know, when they come to these buffs and nerfs, they don't really change much. I guess because they like the weapon balance now, but I guess they just want to mess with my feelings. I don't know. But with the Maddox, they slightly increased the recoil of the first and the second shots. So if you guys remember the AN-94 from Bo4 had a special effect where the first 2 shots would shoot faster. That's kind of the same effect here, except it's in terms of recoil and not a rate of fire. Honestly, I was using the Maddox and it still felt the same. It really did not feel any different at all. So if they were trying to make people use something else instead of the Maddox, people are still going to use the Maddox. If you love the Maddox, continue to use that baby girl because it's still good. What they did was buff the operator mod for the Maddox because it removes the recoil penalty when equipped. So you know how there's an increased recoil over the first and second shots? Well, if you have the operator mod, that whole penalty goes away. But that penalty isn't even big to begin with, honestly. You're still going to be on point with your first 2 shots, and then the rest of your shots will follow through pretty soon after. Maddox, still the king of the game. Still will be the king of the fucking COD game here. So, continue to use your Maddoxes. Honestly, you won't feel a difference. With the KN57, they actually buffed it. I'm gonna definitely mess around with the KN57 now. They reduced the idle sway of the KN57, which I thought was pretty well needed, you know, especially for far off gunfights. And they slightly increased the 4-hit kill range by 1.5 meters. I'm not sure if that 1.5 meters is necessarily a big impact to the gun itself, but hey, a buff is a buff, and this gun definitely needed it, in my opinion. They also buffed the Rampart 17. That's something I'm really surprised about, because I already thought the gun was really good. So if you were a fan of the Rampart before, I feel like it's even better now. They reduced the idle sway for the Rampart 17 once again, and they slightly reduced the recoil of the first and the third shots. I'm not sure why they would do the first and the third shots and not the first and the second, kind of like with the Maddox. So reduce recoil of the first and the third shot. So they want you to like kind of like burst it in a sense, not burst it to where you're only like shooting once at a time, but burst it in terms of 3 times, so that you're able to map people across ranges. I think that's their whole intent. Actually, that's a pretty smart way of going about it, not gonna lie. Good stuff, Trag. I'm just thinking about that now, and that's actually a really, really good buff. You're gonna be able to map people a lot easier if you learn to burst in terms of 3 with the Rampart. So that's how you want to use the Rampart. And they increased the 4-hit kill range of the Rampart by 3 meters. So that's an even bigger buff than what the KN57 got. So the Rampart's gonna look pretty beefed up. The Rampart is going to be something dominant. I could feel like. I feel like it could maybe compete with the Maddox. But if you haven't gone Diamond ARs yet, this is like the perfect time to do it, because the ARs, yeah, they're going to feel pretty good. At least the Rampart is going to feel really good in the KN57. And the KN57 I wasn't really a fan of, so I'm glad they did that. I'm definitely going to be going to assault rifles here soon. With the tactical rifles, they didn't give a buff to the ABR at all, which I was really surprised about. So it's still a potato gun. They didn't nerf it or buff it at all. What they did buff was the swordfish. Like, hello? They slightly reduced the delay between bursts, so the swordfish shoots faster now. And there's reduced idle sway. Why would you buff the swordfish when it was already good? I already have gameplay of the swordfish that I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. And it was doing so well for me. I have like a really good control gameplay with the swordfish. So definitely be ready for that one. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a freaking banger. But what they did nerf was the pentaburst. There's a standard burst delay. I don't know what that exactly means. It said now implement standard burst delay. I guess they just didn't delay as much before, because it was shooting 5 shots, and I guess the game registered it as 4 shots. So whenever you shoot the 5th shot, there wouldn't be as much as the delay. So I think now after you shoot all 5 shots, there's an actual delay. So they kind of nerfed it in a way, but still, the other 2 buffs that they gave it was really not necessary, because they pretty much countered that own operator mod nerf with being slightly reduced delay between bursts. So the swordfish, it's even beefier now. Swordfish and Maddox, just use them. That's all I can really say. With the light machine guns, they reduced, or with the Titan, they reduced the ADS speed, increased spin out time, slightly increased hipfire spread, and slightly reduced movement benefits when equipped, in terms of stock. So stock is not as effective with the Titan. They don't want you to hipfire with the Titan, so they nerfed it that way. They increased the sprint on time. So yeah, they nerfed the Titan. Yeah, they nerfed the Titan a good amount. Was it necessary? Yeah, I think it was pretty necessary. The Titan was definitely a beefy gun. We're gonna see how it plays now. Honestly, I think it'll probably be on lines with the VKM and the Hades, because the Titan was definitely the best gun before this update, in my opinion. The best LMG in this update. And then they buffed the Outlaw. They slightly increased the fire rate, greatly reduced idle sway, slightly increased ADS speed, updated ADSB chamber animation to make it easier to stay on target. Recoils now centered more reliably. I can't even freaking talk. Recoil now centers more reliably. And they increased the base damage by 10, only affecting shots to kill an already damaged target. Multiplayer only. So, yeah, it's just better. I don't really see it being that much better, honestly. It already has a really fast fire rate, so I don't know why they increased the fire rate. They reduced idle sway is nice. And, yeah, just the gun is going to be a beast. With the SEM, they added aim assist while firing. That's pretty nice. And with the Koshka, recoil now centers more reliably after the first shot. So after you shoot your first shot with the Koshka, you're able to follow up pretty well with the second shot. With the SG12, they reduced the visual effect of the strobe light operator mod, and they reduced the range at which the strobe light affects aim assist by 50%. So they nerfed the effectiveness of the strobe light by 50%, which I think is really good. I saw a lot of people complaining about it. I don't know if it's going to be worth using the strobe light anymore. I'm definitely going to make a video on it to let you guys know if it's as annoying to the enemies or not. But yeah, that's like all I can really say about the SG12. And now let's talk about the Ajax Nerf. They reduced 9Bang's flash effect duration by 25%. So now you won't be flashed as long. It will be a quarter less. 9Bang is now countered more effectively by tactical masks. So if you're running tactical mask, you know, goodbye 9Bangs. They increased the bullet spread by 25% in fortified stance when using the ballistic shield. So when you're using your special and you're kind of like held still a little bit, the bullet spread, like you won't be able to hit your targets as easily, I believe. And then when you're concussed, Wilds and Ajax in the ballistic shield, you actually will get concussed. And yeah, so they nerfed 9Bang, and I'm so happy about that. They made the Tempest better on the Prophet. The Purifier actually does something to the strike team. With the perks, Tactical Mask and Flak Jacket were both buffed. You know, they were kind of weak and nobody used them before, so I would see how they do that. Dead Silence now suppress players' sounds related to healing, taking fall damage, or surfacing while swimming, which I think is really cool. So Dead Silence is making you... they buff Dead Silence, so you really want to run Dead Silence. Not only for acoustic sensors, but so that nobody can hear you jump or anything, or even heal. And they buff Cold-Blooded, so that there's a bigger delay period where people can't really attack against you. Or at least against enemy AI. Something like that. And then they messed with the spawns a little bit. Haven't tried out the spawns too much. And they added custom games to private match. Or CWL custom games, I should say. So, yeah, I think that's all that really is important in this patch update. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the update, you know, as time goes on. I don't really think this update is going to be affected much. But I'm so happy to hear that 9Bang got nerfed, man. Screw these flashes, man. I swear, these flashes be too much. But yeah, freaking love you all. Thank you for all the love and support lately. Still run your Maddox. The Maddox nerf isn't that bad. Start running the Rampart a little bit. The Rampart might be a little bit more competitive. And just continue to be big ballers. That's all I can really say. Have fun on Nuketown. Let me know if you enjoy Nuketown. And I'll probably have some gameplay on the endurance playlist or whatever when I can. Stay amazing. Stay graceful, stay positive, you know, don't let the worst things get to you. And yeah, have a good time this week with Nuketown 24/7. I freaking love you all. You guys are all amazing. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye. I love you all.